Is it that time of day again, guys? All right. Uh, whew, I'm so sore. I just realized. All right. So today it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a large cap day, guys. I just want to kind of make that a highlight here. The only small cap I'm looking at right now, it is a small cap, 6 million float. I mean, market cap, 3 million float. Really, really nice. U.S. Broadcasting Company, they're selling their entertainment asset division to egames.com for $2 million. It's always good, for a company to kind of unload on stuff, get some cash flow, focus on their core business. It could be good news. It could also be like not so good news. So we have to look, really on the price action. So here we go. Here's the long term, and we'll talk about this in a second. We'll talk about the long term chart in a second here and some possible entries on this one. First of all, guys, let me give a nice little warm welcome here. Happy Monday. See you calm down as well on the happy Monday. Good morning. Welcome back, guys, to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone's feeling good, ready to go. It's Monday after all. Don't want to get too aggressive. I only have one trade so far pre-market because, like I said, I don't like getting super aggressive on a Monday pre-market. I'm just, probably not in the flow yet. I do have usually a bit more clarity in my mind. Usually Friday, I'm pretty exhausted, like you guys probably remember from the video on Friday, but I'm feeling good and calm and collected. Let's focus on the best and forget the rest. Was there anything else I wanted to just share right now? Oh yeah, you probably will notice there's a few differences in my screen, how things are displayed, how things look. Just all around, there's a lot of little differences. And if you guys go to my Twitter, which the handle is right here, Mr. Alex Winkler. That's my Twitter handle and also some other social. The reason I'm saying that is because this morning I posted a picture between this interface and the one I had before. So what I did was, because you guys are noticing I'm having a lot of laptop issues right now before I get my new laptop, and I made it from 4K to 1K or HD. And the big kind of caveat there really is my TD Ameritrade was like all over the place afterwards. So I had to readjust it. And then I noticed it was too small actually for the layout that I had. So I went here and went to setups, application settings, and I did look and feel, and I changed this to tight from normal. And then I also moved a few things around. So I don't know if you guys noticed the differences. If you check out the pictures I posted, you'll definitely notice the difference. But I just kind of want to point that out there. All right, so let's keep talking here. We got another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. Oh yeah, quick little recap, or for bookkeeping for anyone that's watching this on the go, maybe in the car. I've heard this a few times. Today is September 21st. It's Monday, and it's like I just said, 16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So market opens here 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that. We'll wrap up the stream usually at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we typically wrap up trading like 10:30 a.m. though. The thing is, today we'll see. Like I'll just see what we can get out of NTN, but at the same time, like large caps are really where I want to be putting attention. We'll talk about this a bit more as well, but in my challenge account, which is our swing trade account, we've already entered some swing trades. It's a hot market right now for dip buying large caps. So we entered GE. We talked about this on Friday. Nothing new here. You guys know about this one if you guys were in the stream on Friday. GE had a huge breakout here, and now we're pulling back to 9 EMA. I love this company. It's not like a blow-away company, but at the same time, they have a dividend. It's kind of safe. It's sold off a lot. And the market right now is turning into a bear market. So companies like GE are going to become very, very interesting for swing trades and holds and investments and just putting your money away a little bit safer. So I'm going to be looking into something like GE for maybe even a longer swing trade. So we are officially long GE on this swing trade. And actually, why did hold on. TD Ameritrade not showing trades or orders is really starting to bug me a little bit. Oh well, it is what it is. ADT, I would like to actually get a swing on this one. I'm not sure if we're going to get filled here. I've tried several times to get a fill, and it just keeps kind of walking away without me. So I'm going to actually move this up here a little bit to 855, a little higher than where I wanted originally, but I keep missing this entry, so we'll see what happens. Sonos, nothing really too interesting there. Just totally missed this one. So let's actually go back to ADT on the long-term chart. ADT sold off a lot. Remember, you guys, we bought a little bit of the position here at like 10.16 when, what was that, an offering or something? I think they had an offering. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, they did have an offering. They sold off quite a bit. And the second I noticed the news about the offering, I sold right away. So we only took like a, I don't know, what is that? Like 30 cents a share loss here. Really, really not too bad. And then it was like a $50 loss. And you know, this is why we cut our losses quickly, because if we were still holding this, you know, this would be a pretty big 20% loss already. So you always want to cut your losses. You can always buy back later, and that's what I'm looking to do now. Between 8 and 870, there's huge support on ADT. So I'd like to maybe grab this one at the market open. We'll see what happens. You know what? I'm actually going to move this down here a little bit to I don't know, 44, and kind of just adjust the trades as we go here. 17, yeah, we'll see. I got my alerts here, see if we dip lower. This thing could have a red to green move. That's kind of why I'm thinking about. I want to be maybe ready for this thing to sell off a little bit. AAPL, I mean, this is a ticker we're definitely going to be looking at today. I would not be surprised if I did a little bit of accumulation on AAPL. We had such nice dips on this one yesterday or Friday, and then pre-market today again. So I gotta say, this one's kind of trading like a small cap right now, which I would probably never say about Apple unless, you know, it's really selling off. Look at this, like, kind of perfect little consolidation here. We have another run here. I mean, these runs are tiny, obviously. We have a quick pullback here and then another move here. I mean, only 0.4%. But typically in a small cap, this would be like a 4 or maybe even a 10%, maybe even 20% move. So it's like the same patterns, just much slower and probably much choppier if you're actually trading it. Let's actually go back to NTN, because this is the one I think out of the gates I'm going to be watching the closest. What I like about NTN, and then we were just going back to the long term here quickly, is, you know, two former runners. We've had nice spikes on this one. Right now it's at 255. So we're kind of like stuck right here at this kind of big resistance zone. I'm a little bit curious if we're actually going to break above it. We'll kind of see what happens here. But we know that 2.5 is big support, and right now we're kind of weaseling around in those areas. So let's again see what happens. And my first trade was actually based on a kind of move to, you know, break the 2.5 area properly. So let's kind of go here to the, switch our account here to the unlimited account, and now our trade should pop up. Yeah, so we had to dip back to VWAP. It was a nice bull flag on the 5-minute and the 1-minute, and I bought the quick dip. Now, you know, it was my first trade. I didn't really want to hold this one too long. I took a quick base hit, only made 3 cents a share, kind of, you know, very small, but at the same time, yeah, I probably could have held this a little bit longer. I wanted to actually trade this one again, but I actually left the computer after this trade, and I wasn't really watching it anymore. But yeah, a lot of good opportunities on this one. Clear break here, nice pullbacks. This area would have been a little bit tricky to trade, but, you know, trading this first move higher would have been the ticket. I actually had my order here at, I think, like 37. I was looking for a bigger pullback, never got it, and then shoots up like 6-7%. So really nice NTN, really nice clean solid moves. I'm going to definitely be watching this one out of the gate for sure. Oh. Should I sell Tesla after battery day? I don't know. We were talking a lot about that, and, you know, I would treat it like, you know, buy the rumors, sell the news a little bit. I mean, that's kind of what happened with the stock split. To me, Tesla is way overvalued in the current area. I trust me, I like Tesla, and I think it's going to be a great company. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, and, you know, it could be much bigger in 5-10 years. But short term, I think it's overvalued. It had a huge run up, and, you know, from 400 to 2.5 thousand. Then they had the stock split. Then they came down all the way. I don't know. Now they're rebounding. That was a big crack of momentum. I think a lot of people are going to be taking profits here that didn't take profits originally in these zones, right? So to me, Tesla is not a buy. I'm probably not going to be trading Tesla today. I don't think it's not going to be interesting, but I don't know. I see more downside risk, to be honest. But, you know, I'm just one person, just one thought. You know, I clearly took profits way too soon last time on Tesla. I sold on the next day, but that's me being a little bit more of a day trader, momentum trader. I probably could have held this to at least the 9 EMA. I was really not expecting a bigger move like this. But yeah, now we're breaking up higher again. And, you know, technically if we break past 460 or so, we could maybe have a retest here over 500. Could definitely happen. I would not rule it out whatsoever. It's just not really my setup right now. I don't know. This thing could go down much quicker, much easier than I feel it can go up. But yeah, we'll see. When do you think they are going to take profits? I think people are going to be taking profits into momentum. So usually I like to take profits on green moves to the upside. Just like you can see here, I started selling into green volume. Sell into momentum. I mean, that's like a classic investing, or more like trading 101. So I don't know. We'll see. That would be my thought. I like if I saw one more spike up here, I'd probably be selling that spike. Right now would also be a really good spot to sell, because right now we're getting stuck right here, right under 450. Big resistance. Looks like we tried a few times to break higher from it, but there's no saying like that we're not gonna, you know, the next move is gonna be the one. So I don't know. There's definitely gonna be a big shoulder here around 475 to like 490, 500. There's going to be huge resistance in this area. So if we saw, you know, the price getting to this area and I was long Tesla, I'd probably sell here. I'd probably be missing out on potential upside. But to me, the risk is already so high that I would feel more comfortable getting out of the position. I mean, you know, once Tesla crashes again, it might be, you know, too quick to even lock in your profits. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably being way too pessimistic right now. I feel like I'm being too pessimistic, but that's what keeps me able to be consistently green. I miss a lot of opportunities, but you know, I avoid a lot of risk as well. What stock am I going to buy? Like I said, I'm going to be focusing on NTN today. I think it's going to be a really interesting open, and then I'm going to be just looking at large caps, trying to get probably some large cap entries as well. Market's down, SPY is down 1.5%. So, you know, this is what we were waiting for. I mean, we were talking about this all last week. This is nothing unexpected here. Like anyone that's caught into this downward selling momentum, just, I don't know. I feel like this was one of the more obvious setups we've seen in a long time. Big sell-off here, consolidation, nice ascending channel. We actually didn't talk about this ascending channel. It's actually one of my favorite short selling patterns. But I don't know. We don't typically talk about the SPY or the overall market at all. But we had a nice breakdown here. We had a retest and continuation. If you actually go to my crypto trading, I used to short sell a lot. And this would be my go-to pattern right here. I would either start shorting at the top of the channel, which is a little bit more risky because it's the triple top, which sometimes do break to the upside. But if it broke to the upside, I'd be pretty quick cutting my losses. And once it breaks here and has a confirmation and pullback, I would start shorting on the pullback. So right here on the retest EMA, those are like some really clean setups. But I usually don't trade the index. This would have been a good time to do it because it was a little bit cleaner. Usually the index is very choppy and no momentum. But like, you know, setups like these, I mean, they don't come all the time. So I should have probably been a little bit more vigilant on that. Another 3 minutes here. We'll talk more about swing trades and all that fun stuff in a little bit, but let's get ready for the market open. And for that, I'm going to go back to NTN. Right now, TA, the SPY, the futures on the SPX are down 1.5%. So the SPX most likely will open red, but we'll see what happens with the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. They're not always correlated. And actually, sometimes the Dow Jones is a bit reverse as well. Quick reminder, NTN, 3 million float US broadcasting company. They're selling their entertainment assets to egames.com for $2 million. Very, very cool. Let's see what happens there. Oh, I'm beyond sore right now. Ooh. All right. NTN, I got set up here on this chart. Going to zoom it out just a little bit for now, get a little bit more bird's eye view. On my second chart, I have a little bit more zoomed in. Sweet, we should be seeing some pretty decent relative volume today. Another minute and 50 seconds till the market opens. This is a good time to always double check everything. You know, do you have your orders in place? Do you have an idea of what you want to be trading? Do you have a plan? You always want to have a plan beforehand. So once the market opens, you can trade the plan that you know, in peace were able to kind of come up with. So a simple plan for NTN. We know we're in this big resistance zone. So if we break above the 2.7, I mean, this is a key zone to break higher from. We already had some pre-market resistance there, so I'll put an alert. I don't know how low this is going to go. We definitely have huge support around 2.10. Looks like there's a little bit of a really key pivot zone around like 138. I mean 238. We're actually dipping into that zone right now. This would be about a 6% pullback zone. This would be about a 10% pullback zone. Guys, another 35 seconds. Good luck, everyone. I'll be switching between large caps and small caps probably a bit more often today. Most of my focus is going to be on NTN for now, and then we'll go from there. Bigger support around 30s, and then again here at 24. Yeah, thanks, Kaz. I just saw that as well. Oh, that gets me every time. Here we go. Could pull higher here. I mean, this could be a setup, but I see a little bit of a selling pressure in here. I think I'm going to wait a bit. PIC from Friday popping up here. Nice move, NTN so far. Strong move on NTN. I like what I'm seeing. Still watching it, looking for a possible entry, trying to figure out where that could be. VWAP, EMA right here, some bigger support. This could be a good setup. Looking at 47. Just had an entry at 47. Bit more selling pressure. Whoops, looks like we had a little bit of a dip here. I'm going to try to close this trade. Taking a bit of a loss here on this one. All right, close this one. Took a bit of a loss. Closed at 40. Had a decent little sell there. So I think we're a little bit red now. Nothing serious. Whoops. Looks like I have a stop open on this one. Gotta cut your losses quick, guys. Down 40 bucks now. No big deal. That was about a $70 loss on that one. Tried to buy the pullback, but it kept on flushing. So let's see what happens. Gotta be a little bit more careful now. Manage the risk. I'm thinking, is my computer running faster? I can't really tell. It's really tough to tell. CCL pulling back. Woo! We got tons of stuff pulling back right now. So we got entry at 47. I sold at 40. So yeah, not really the best setup there, but it's pulling back higher. You know, that was a bit of a choppy one. Choppy for sure. I mean, this could easily keep pulling higher. Looked like we had really nice open volume. I was not expecting such strong open volume, and then we kind of had that bigger flush candle. Let's see what happens here. Looking for that crack of 45. I want to see a little bit more maybe downside momentum here. I don't know if I would be ready to go long NTN if it broke to the upside at the moment. It's a little hard to say. Try to buy that pullback. We got kind of stopped out. So at this point, I'd probably rather see a little bit more selling pressure, a little find more of a bottom. But hey guys, this is probably the only small cap gapper at the moment. Let's kind of pull up the scanner. I think it should be done loading now. Okay, we have AMPE as well, another ticker worth looking at. I've yet to fully research this one, but technically the lead gapper on the day, followed by NTN. KCAC below 1739. Guys, we've got a lot of good swing trades, I think, coming up on our radar not too long from now. It's going to be an interesting start of the week. T is below, AT&T is below 28.6. This would be a really interesting time to maybe, I don't know, AT&T probably is losing a little bit of its appeal with Starlink coming in. We'll see what happens to that one. NTN, here we go, cracking. Really don't want to get stopped out of another flash on that one though. Boom, big break higher on NTN. Possible pullback to 2.5. I don't know why I just tried to short this one. NTN's a quick mover, very quick mover. I'm going to probably wait for a bit more of a 5-minute setup here. So, yeah, TA acting as a bit of competition for the mobile space. NTN could be another setup here. This might get into halt territory here. NTN might get halted if it breaks higher. 268 just broke higher. $10 is kind of an interesting zone on AMPE. Doesn't have that much volume though on it. NTN just cracked 2.7 or got hit 2.7. This one's moving really, really nicely. Pull it back up. CLSK halted. Oh man, CLSK, man, that the one that got away, huh? Absolutely wild. NTN, we might have a setup here on the 5-minute and the 1 minute. So let's see what happens. I would like this thing to pull back a little bit more. Kind of unfortunate we took a loss on that one. got stopped out at 2.4. So I was a little bit maybe aggressive buying at the 47s. Could have probably made that a bit lower, but yeah, that was a tough call. That happens sometimes. This one definitely flushes hard. NTN's breaking higher here. Let's see if it makes a new high. It has to break past the 73. Oh, 74 right away. Phew. Let me see where ADT is at. This is the ticker I was trying to buy earlier. Looks like they're having a bit of a pullback, maybe selling off again. I'll keep an eye on ADT for sure. AMPE, we know we have probably decent support on this one coming up. NTN, a little bit of sell pressure there. AMPE could be a good entry around 1-1. Small size, if anything. NTN had that crack at 279. Looking for probably a little bit bigger of a dip, to be honest, on this one. Looking for 2.6 to maybe even crack for a second. The buyers are definitely back in charge with NTN. It looks really, really good. The big question is how far can this one go? You know, we have some big resistance at 2.7. That was kind of the place we were talking about before. And then I think once we break above 2.7, this could be a runner. But at the same time, you know, it's already had those two big failed spike days, which makes me a little bit cautious about this one at the same time. (9:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time). I'm still waiting for some sort of 5-minute setup on NTN. Looks like we had a low there at 2.6. Was waiting for that to crack maybe a little bit more. We never ended up getting it. Maybe we're going to get some sort of 5-minute flag pattern on NTN. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Otherwise, no real trade yet on me for that one. It's a little unfortunate that I got flushed into that one. My second trade of the day. We were up a little bit, then we gave back some profit. NTN selling off still in the 56, 57 zone. New minute in 9 seconds. Let's see what happens here. I think this could be a little bit of a VWAP bounce, but I don't really feel comfortable trading this one. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna wait here a little bit longer. If anything, I would probably try to trade a retest of VWAP, but I don't know. We'll see. NTN selling again. Big buyers at 51. Maybe we'll get even a crack. Ugh, AMPE is so annoying to try to trade with these extended decimal places. It makes me go insane. NTN just had that crack. Let's just keep watching this one at the moment. Let me put my screen back on it. Looking for 2.5 to crack now with NTN. I had a feeling that this thing was kind of trading a little bit weird. 45. Just went long here, NTN at 45. See if we can get a little bit of bounce here back into the 2.5 zones. Dipping a little bit lower. Took half size off. Maybe we can buy a little bit more at a lower price. Not sure if we're going to get it. A little bit messy there on my end. This could break through though. Yep, cracked a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to average down here. Looking for that quick average down. Not sure if we're going to get it. We already closed half the size on this one. If this goes back above 2.5, I'll probably go ahead and close out this trade. Just had a quick entry there at 40. Full size now, back above 240. We have like an average of 245 roughly. Looking at that move back above 2.5. Again, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that, but that's ideally what I was looking for. Still a lot of resistance there at 47. Really need to break above it. Buyers getting a wee bit more aggressive here. Just watching the order flow a bit, watching the order book. Wow, we're getting a few more buyers into the game here. Sold half position. Actually wouldn't mind rebuying here again. Kind of like the support. So keep trying to get out for full size, then you keep only selling half, and then I rebuy. It's a bit of a weird little game we're playing right now. It's not exactly what I would have wanted to be doing though. Okay, I sold the second one for breaking even. Wanted to buy back again. Was looking for the 9 EMA retest. Wasn't getting that. So at this point, I just kind of had to get out because my thesis was wrong. I don't know. It's a bit of a choppy area right here. We made a bit of profit. I don't know, 60 bucks or so. So we might be back in the green on the day, but overall just kind of a messy situation. Boom. Okay, so that's what I was worried about. I was worried about that flush. There we go. 237. I see you guys talking about CLSK. I'll pull it up on my first screen so you guys we can all watch it together. Yeah, nice moves here on CLSK. Wow, I can't believe I missed that buy on 7. We'd probably, oh my god, that could have been a good one. Woo! That was like, what, 2 weeks ago when we missed that swing trade entry? I don't know, something like that. NTN, bigger support now. Almost a perfect double bottom here at 234. 234. If this thing sells off one more time, I'd probably be going long on NTN. I'm not sure if it will sell off. Looking for that entry on the double bottom. 234, 236. Thanks, Peter. Wow, big buyers are coming in though. 236. There's some fat orders just chilling there. I don't know if this is going to bounce or dip one more time lower. It's a hot market. Large caps are still selling off. Whew. I'm excited to switch to the swing trades probably in a bit. But right now, NTN is sure interesting. It's giving us some opportunities, but it's also a bit of a sketchy stock. I mean, this thing constantly flushes pretty hard, and you don't want to get stuck on the wrong side of NTN. So just be very risk averse with this one. Here we go, NTN selling off again. Two size is on NTN at 232. A lot of selling pressure on NTN, I gotta say. Another dip lower there into the 20s. Gotta be careful with the dip buying. Had that opportunity maybe to close out, but it was like micro base hit. It wasn't even the target I was looking for remotely. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Still a lot of selling momentum on it. Okay, there's some buy orders going through. It's had a pretty strong sell-off. Broke past the double bottom, down about 18% now. I'm going to close out for this one. Just taking a small loss here. Sold half on the... Yeah, man, I don't know. This one, I'm a little bit on the wrong side here. I've had a few wins, a few losses, but I think I'm pretty much at break even on the daily P&L. I probably could have held this one a little bit longer. I just felt like it had that second wave still looking to flush in it. Boom, there it goes again. Looking for that entry at 27. A lot of quick trades on this ticker. Don't really see any other way to trade it without being able to manage my risk. Looking for that move back above 30. Okay, took a bigger profit there, but these are all very scalpy, guys. Just for reference, if anyone's new here, you guys are probably thinking, Alex, you're the scalpiest person I've ever seen. It's not true. Ross Cameron's scalpier. No, I'm just kidding. It was dip trading. So when you're dip trading, we talked about this in Friday's video. You're always looking for the quick retraces back to the 9 EMA. I don't really trust NTN that much, and that's why I keep closing out this position fairly quickly. So I'm constantly, readjusting this position because I know this thing just keeps on selling off. I'd rather take a small loss and buy back again. Take profits, buy back again. Take profits, buy back again. If I miss my exit, then I close for a quick loss. You just got to be quick managing these ones. And in a little bit, we're going to go over to swing trades. Back at 32. Man, this sure is a doozy here. Oh, looks like my chat room stopped working. Hold on, I gotta check that one. On NTN, we know we have some bigger support right around 225, maybe even 223. If this thing sold off one more time, I probably would try my last entry on it, looking for maybe ideally a bigger reversal. One, two, three. Let's see what happens here. This actually could be an interesting setup on NTN right here. Anything in the 23s. That was a strong dip on NTN. It flushed pretty mean. I got stuck in one of those first big red candles. That was my first open trade, unfortunately. We're also trading with a little bit bigger size, right? So a lot of my trades today were just shy of $5,000. So that's also why, we're down like 1%, but we're already down like $50, $60, $70, and it moves much, much quicker. So a little bit of, having to get used to that, as like typically we're trading like $2,000 to $3,000. Markets are very bloody right now. It is just a bloodbath out there. Okay, so I'm going to give it like another 30 minutes max, and then we'll switch over to swing trades. But at the same time, maybe we'll switch over earlier, but who knows? We'll see. It depends on the opportunities. I don't know if I'm going to be trading anything else besides NTN. So probably day trade or looking for swings will be a little bit more interesting. Possible entry on NTN. Small size. Still fairly small size, but not looking to chase this one. Could easily pull back to 222. So keeping a bit of an open mind here. There's definitely still some sellers in this one. Bit of a bigger size on 22, now at 21. Looking for that move back higher. Sell volume is weaker on this one so far, but it's only 30 seconds into the candle. Wow, wow, wow. What an insane amount of sell-off we've been having on this ticker. That now down at 21. Average size at into the teens almost here, selling off. Big dip, big dip. Using my second screen for anyone that's wondering why it looks like I'm looking at something else. It's a little bit bigger, have a bit more room on the order book. Not the craziest fan of my overall position at the moment. So I might actually end up closing this one. Yeah, I just closed this one. Went to 24. Could have held a little bit longer. My entry was just not ideal somehow, and I didn't really feel super comfortable with it. Oh man, I don't know. I might be done trading this one. I felt like that last one maybe was okay. I didn't really do too well. Bad. You know, I was down actually quite a bit on that one, and I managed to basically walk away with $1 or $2 profit. So total scratch, like literally the definition of a scratch. But I was able to avoid the loss, and that's the nice part sometimes. CLSK does look pretty interesting. Who's trading CLSK in here? Harley says the scratch is better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Amen, Harley. Super true. Possible move here on CLSK. I don't think I would be trading this one because I feel like I'd be just jumping in this without properly, getting situated. Brent says I'm holding it, not trading it. Nice. Yeah, I wish I was holding CLSK as well. I moved my order at 7. It would have been the best swing trade ever, but it is what it is. You know, you can't catch them all, and we've been getting some really nice swing trades, so I really can't complain. NTN sold a little bit too soon on that one. Let's see what happens here on NTN. I think there might be a little bit, maybe one last dip here for us. I'm surprised that NTN hit the teens. Did it hit the teens? I think it like went to 19 or so. That was really kind of crazy setup. I had a feeling it was going to dip below 23, so I bought at 22, but I didn't think it would keep on going, all the way to 219. And then I was like, oh man, like this sell-off here is a little bit stronger than I was expecting. Because sometimes you're like, it's got to bounce, right? But at the same time, I've seen stocks that, sell off and then, news comes out or God knows what happens. So you also got to there's no guarantee that something will ever, reverse. There's going to be bounces, and oftentimes dead cat bounces. You just don't know where that's going to be all the time. You typically do know that it's going to be around bigger support, so around maybe 2-1 or so could be some good bounce potential. You can't catch them all. That's not the Pokemon spirit. Oh, oh no. I think if we brought Pokemon spirit into day trading, or just trading in general, if it's day swing trading or whatnot, I think you'd probably lose your mind a little bit. CLSK actually looks like a phenomenal opportunity. I can't believe I did that NTN trade. A little bit sloppy there. Oh, it is what it is. Woo! I don't think I can get long CLSK right now. I like this breakout. Relative volume a little bit light, but the day's still young for this kind of larger company. Is there any specifically new news for CLSK? We did know that they were going to be building the batteries for Tesla. I'll have to look into that one a little bit more. 10:04. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Ooh, I was kind of waiting for a move like this. No new news. Dip into the 17s. I'd probably buy if we hit the 16s. Possible fill here. Possible second entry. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get the second entry. Never mind, we just got it. Average size at 165. Big question here. Can we break back above the 220 zone? My chart is absolutely littered right now with trades. Markets are very red today, super, super red. Not sure if we're gonna even break past 220. Oh, I guess we just did, huh? Well, I'm totally out of this one again. This was a nice quick trade. We had just about a really sweet entry. I think this one has a potential for a bigger turnaround. That's been 1, 2, 3, 4 big red candles in a row. We had a big green candle. That could be a sign. The sell volume's also falling off a cliff, and not to mention first big green candle kind of here compared to this one. I don't know. This looks like NTN might be getting ready for some sort of bottom bounce here, so let's keep an eye out for that. Nice, Bren. Happy to hear that. Snorlax. I'm Snorlax. It's funny. I always liked Squirtle. Squirtle was cool. Charmander. I guess those are all just the starting hand characters, right? I think those were my favorite too. My brother really liked Pikachu. It's a classic. So another big entry, reason I wanted to enter NTN getting close to 210 was because we've had a lot of bounces here. We have the 9 EMA right here at 213, 214. I didn't think this one had really that much sell pressure left in it. So I felt fairly comfortable entering that trade right there. No, this is, right now it's breaking the 9 EMA. This is probably one of the better setups we're seeing. So really sweet stuff here. Charizard. Nice, George. VXRT has been quite the interesting ticker, huh? Remoli, a lot of volume on a red candle. That last red candle though, on the 1 minute on NTN was a big buy indicator because it was like very, very small. Yeah, this is a lot of volume on a red candle for sure on the 4 hour. But at the same time, it factors in a lot of the original breakout moves to the upside, right? All this. So, but right now, this is probably closed as a red candle, and that's going to be quite bearish. I had my doubts that we were going to actually hold over the 2.7. That's why I was so kind of on edge with trading NTN. I didn't really feel like this was going to be the one because, or really ever anything, because NTN, you know, it's in a solid downwards trend. We've had 2 failed break higher here, and now we're kind of having like a last ditch effort break higher here on selling their entertainment for 2 million. I don't know. To me, that's not the catalyst that's going to make a company go up 100%. Even if their market cap was around, what was that, like 4 million or so. It's not popping up here anymore because it sold off too much. Lily is wondering if I have another job besides day trading. No, but I guess you could say YouTube is kind of a job. For sure, because I post here, you know, I stream for 2 hours and then I usually post a recap video every day as well. So Heiko and Pikachu. I hope for the best, Aaron. I hope it all works out. A little bit of sell volume here. Had trouble getting over. I don't know. It's a bit of a slippery slope, this one, NAK. I had that big resistance here. That's what would really, really worry me with NAK. If I was holding this one, I'd probably sell into upside momentum, but I don't know. You could easily come out with a news tomorrow and hit, new highs, but it could also just come out with no news for the next 2 months and not do anything. That's why I really don't like holding small caps. And if I'm going to hold it overnight, like I'm going to sell in the morning usually. That's typically how I play small caps. However, I've held small caps for months before, especially when I was first getting started. And it's just like, sometimes you get lucky and you get out, and sometimes you even get out with a nice profit, but you almost always end up holding a bag for a while. I don't know. It's not like a strategy that it's like almost purely based on luck at one point. But maybe I'll be able to find out like a swing trade strategy for small caps, but I don't know. I like day trading them, and I like swing trading mid caps that are real companies. Well, I'm not saying that NAK or NTN is not a real company. I'm just saying like something like, Sonos, where I could literally go to, I don't know, a store and pick up a Sonos or something that like is not going to disappear tomorrow. With a lot of these small caps, I just don't trust them. I'll trade them because they have volatility and they have volume, but yeah, that's pretty much where my relationship with small caps ends. Yeah, Carmilla, we still have Enslow. It's still doing a few software projects for clients, and yeah, Enslow's, we've had this company for like 7 years now, maybe less, maybe 5. We've had one of our companies for 7 years, but Enslow is kind of like our umbrella company. There's so many little projects underneath it. There's nothing like happening on Enslow.com or something like that's just not. Yeah, that's just not how it is. So, yeah, good question though. All right, let's keep looking through tickers here. I got another 15 minutes of maybe some day trading, so I want to be kind of focused here. VXRT. Oh yeah, man, VXRT. How many? I traded this one move here. This was really nice, but I didn't manage to take up all the profits because I wasn't online. And then I didn't really feel like trading VXRT, but I really should have been more tuned in on this one. We had some really good bounce potential here. Just wicked, absolutely wicked moves. So kind of a sad song that I missed out on so much on VXRT. Really slow, really low volume today though. No catalyst on VXRT today, so that's probably why. But I gotta say, this one, sweet moves. Like, look at this move. Congrats to everyone that was trading this one today. I was too busy watching NTN. You guys know that, like, I'm miserable or I'm horrible at watching 2-3 tickers at once. It's like I just trip over myself. Really sweet move here. I think this would have been a good, interesting one. I don't know if I would have done this one, but this was a great opportunity. Bit of a flag pattern here with a really sweet breakout. Another flag pattern with a good breakout. This one would have been kind of tricky because it didn't pull back that hard. Interesting stuff. NTN just had a bit of a serious dip. Daily volume on VVPR is also very low. Just keep that in mind. I'm not sure how much more gas this one has inside of it, so I'd be a little bit weary on that. Yeah, pulling back. Could be a bounce off the VWAP on VXRT. It could be an interesting setup. Something around like 855, 857 is where I would be looking for a possible entry on VXRT. But we'll see. Lower green volume on a spike that was higher than the previous big volume. That's a very bearish sign, at least temporarily. So keep that in mind. NTN, guys, selling off again. $216, that was our original entry. I'd probably even consider buying NTN again. I just not totally sure where. I'd probably be looking at like 213 or so. I think I'd be risking about 3 cents. It'd be a very one-to-one risk reward, so it's not like the most advisable setup, but a little bit better than one-to-one, especially if you average down just a tad bit as well. NTN is totally just dropping volume though, which I don't like. It's really, really getting much less interesting to trade NTN right now. Yeah, VXRT, a bit of a bear sign here. So, the price was uptrending, right? I'll put a little line here, but the volume technically is downtrending, right? So that's divergence right there. So the higher the price goes, the less the volume, which means, it's like a rocket shooting up with less and less gas, right? And it just, at one point, it's just going to start going back down. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. So nice moves higher, but then the volume started going lower. This isn't the cleanest one, I gotta say, because like here there's no volume. Randomly there's a big spike in volume here. It's like it's a little bit unproportional, but that's kind of how it is or just the general nutshell of it. So more volume on the lower. Typically the highest candle, sometimes is actually the most volume. That's like a blow off top where, everyone's getting super emotional, blah, blah, blah. And, people are jumping in left and right. It's like two different kind of extremes. But this is kind of like a slowly dying trend here to me in my eyes. Yeah, it's a slow day for day trading. Ooh, NTN. $213 might see those zones. $213 has a lot of buyers on it. Just had a fill at 212. A lot of selling momentum on this one. 211 getting chipped away. Let's see how if it holds at all. Back at 212. This is a very weak ticker, lower volume, a lot of sell volume. You got to be careful with a ticker like this. It's just not the nicest ticker. $10:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Could be a bit of a turnaround here. 211 definitely has a decent amount of buyers kind of filling this hole. The 213, you could just tell, it's just flooded with buyers, 213. It's actually kind of insane. Yeah, I don't know. This one's pretty much dead. I'm actually kind of surprised how slow it's actually moving. So I closed some of my position where I entered. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this one, selling pressure was really taking over. Volume was falling off the cliff. Those are all really things you don't really want to be seeing. I was thinking that 210 was going to be a huge support zone, and it could still be, but I thought it was going to be all like a little bit quicker. So I don't really like holding, staying around when I no longer feel as comfortable with the position. Typically for these day trades, the resolution is a little bit quicker. So, walking away with a small profit or just a scratch would be already pretty exciting. Try to get out earlier, but it didn't really let me. If I don't get out here, I'm going to get out at 212. Just watching the price action a little bit. It's really boring, this ticker. Okay, so we finally got out of this one. Who knows? Maybe it's going to have the big break that I was waiting for. Happens sometimes. That was a really scratchy trade. Really scratchy. But hey, I'm super happy that, we avoided some sort of loss right there or whatnot. This could easily break above the 90 EMA. You just don't know. I'm gonna watch it a little bit longer. Sometimes, I've noticed this in the past, I stopped trading right before I finally would have got that one move that I was actually waiting for. So that always irritates me a little bit. I've noticed it probably, I don't know, a dozen times every week or every month. So just going to watch it just a little bit longer here. Hey, Satoshi, look who dropped in. Yeah, George, no problem. Look at VVPR back on our scanners as well. Nice little turnaround here. That looked pretty good. Now we had a failed new high with lower volume. That's also not really something you'd want to be seeing typically. NTN, I would still like to trade this maybe one more time, but yeah, volume is really falling off a cliff here. You just got to be careful because you could easily get stuck in a flat flush on NTN and be down 2-3% right away, and then it's going to keep selling off, and you might never really be able to make that back. And the bounces, unless you're getting really phenomenal perfect entries, you can sometimes not make more than 2%. And even that one trade we just did on NTN, the maximum we probably could have made was like 1.7, I don't know. So it's just like not a ticker that I would really recommend a lot of people to trade at the moment, unless you're like loving dip trading, which doesn't seem like it's that popular in the chat room, but whatever. All right, so let's probably look at some of these large caps here. I'm going to keep NTN open on the second screen. If I see it set up, I'm going to go on it. Little bit of, we've had a lot of trades on NTN. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades roughly. So kind of a lot of quick movements there on NTN. Right now it's 10, 29, 40. I don't know. Right now it's pulling higher again. Did I sell too soon? Maybe. With all that stress, we're only up 124 bucks on NTN. I'm happy I'm not in the red because it could have somehow easily been a red day. I don't know. It was like NTN was flushing to the downside. I didn't get a lot of the pullbacks that were very strong. I kept on it was just so scratchy for me. I don't know if it's just like it was sloppy Monday trading for me, or I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty happy that we could just even walk away green on NTN. Still watching it. Maybe we'll do one more trade. Does look like there could be an opportunity below 2.1. We'll see. Let's definitely talk about some large caps though. Yeah, Satoshi, it's been really, really nice, man. I hope you've been buying as well. Mike, no, I don't trade options. I'm going to close the small cap gappers list, and I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to pull this back. Check out some of these swings that we are currently looking at. Wow, AAPL, really, really nice dip here, 103. Moved higher here, 4.6%. Big bounce here on AAPL. I'm going to be ready to start accumulating AAPL the closer we get to 100. I don't really think that the sell-off is over just yet, but we'll see. Let's actually go to the 4-hour. Space is below 16, guys. Whew. We've been waiting for these zones for space for a little bit. RCL, Royal Caribbean. I was actually looking to buy Royal Caribbean. I know it's been a really wicked sell-off here, and I just feel like there could be a good little bit of a buying opportunity around 57. I'm going to put another alert here on this one, and then maybe we'll buy it today as well. Just like Satoshi said, just everything is right now kind of a buy. XPEV, we've been waiting for this one to crack 1735. So it looks like we might actually do it. I'm going to put another alert here just in case I missed that alert. Down 7.46% today. I would love joining this ticker with a swing trade, hold it for a bit longer. Brad. Yeah, so just like me trading NKLA when it was falling off a cliff, the reason I do those certain setups is because the bigger risk reward that's kind of setting up. NTNT, guys, right now having that dip, falling off a cliff right here. Big sell-off. Hit 207. Already a 1.7% bounce. I would be taking profits probably here. I don't know if it's going to sell off again. Oof, NTN dipped again. Got to be very careful with that ticker. Back at 207. Thanks, Ramoli, man. Really, really appreciate that. I don't buy something I don't like. Yeah, Brent, that's also a really, really good strategy. I honestly, totally right, man. If you don't like it, if you don't understand it, if it's not for you, you know, that's rule number one, right? Without even a question. All right, I just missed that NTN dip. I'm actually probably gonna stop watching this one. It's so scalpy that I feel like it's easy to just get burnt on that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that screen, and let's talk about some of these tickers here that you guys have all been, you know, freaking drooling over because it's totally warranted. It's just been hot tamales out here. Yeah, so in the beginning of this stream, we're talking about Tesla. Like, what would you guys be doing right now? What would I be doing? And I said 450, big resistance here. I would probably take profits. The risk reward to me is unfavorable. Is there a chance to go 500? Yeah, of course there is. Anything's possible. But at the same time, you know, I don't see the good risk reward on Tesla at the moment. To me, you know, it's had a beautiful bounce. This has been a big crack in momentum here. I think what you have to think about sometimes is, you know, what's the upside and what's the potential downside. Tesla went from $400 to $2.5 thousand. It was all, you know, buy the rumor and sell the news. It was all before the split. And once the split happened, things were looking really, really rough. And, you know, I'm not totally surprised that. And, you know, at the same time, we were waiting for the big bounce to happen, right? So that's why on the big bounce here, we traded Tesla as well. Right now, it's not popping up, but we entered somewhere in this area, and then we sold on this green bounce here. Now, like, I could have probably held a little bit longer for this 9 EMA, but I don't think I would have held into the 450s. You know, we had a huge high here. I just don't really see us being in this area. I've watched, I don't know, I feel like every video I could find about Tesla, and I read every article. I love the company. I'm a big believer, but at the same time, I think it's fundamentally overvalued at the moment. So short term, it needs to pull back. I like, unless the batteries can let these things like have instant charge and go, I don't know, over 1,000 miles, like, even then, I still feel like it's overvalued. Like, I don't know. The battery, I think battery day is just, it's selling the dream a little bit for Robinhood traders, in my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, and I'm usually way too conservative. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but those are just my opinions and why I'm not going long Tesla at the moment. Nice, Satoshi. Yeah, sweet. Amazon selling off as well. Yeah, man, it's been freaking crazy out there. What is it? What is FL? Let me check this one out. Fly leasing. No, wait, that's not it. Footlocker. Gotcha. I should know that. I feel like we were looking at FL not too long ago. Just selling off here. Yeah, AMZN has been kind of dipping for quite some time. This is another one of those tickers that I probably wouldn't day trade. I would probably, actually, I definitely would not day trade. Maybe, I mean, like maybe if there was like the perfect setup. Even swing trading, I'm not really interested in it, but investing in Amazon, putting it into my long-term portfolio, something I'm going to hold over a year and just forgetting about it is how I would treat Amazon. And I think right now, is a huge buying opportunity. And basically, for every like $100 it goes down, I would just buy more, and I would keep it that simple. Like there's no need to make it any more complicated than that. RCL almost down here 10%. Big dip on RCL. Good thing we moved our limit order down twice already. GME pulling back as well. We'll talk about that one in a second. We're at 46.91. I don't know if it's really going to go all that low. So it's selling off because Carnival is cutting staff. I definitely like Royal Caribbean more than Carnival. I also feel like this sell-off here is a little bit unwarranted, not really specific to the company. Buying at a little bit safer zones around 50 would probably be a better play. Right now I'm thinking about, where are some really good bounce potentials? Where's something that I would feel comfortable kind of swing trading this one, holding it for several days? And originally it was 50 or like this $60 zone. That was kind of my original plan, move back higher here. I felt like it was premature, pre-market, so I actually ended up moving this limit order down. Now I kind of feel the same way. I don't really see this thing going right to 50. I feel like it would be several stops in between, and I think 55 would be one of those zones. So I'm going to go ahead and move this limit order a little bit closer to 55 and see if we can maybe accumulate here. And then look for a pop back here. This would be a fairly quick move. I would be looking for about 10%, maybe like a 1 to 2 risk reward because I'd probably be averaging on the way down. So that's how I would treat RCL. Nothing really too elaborate, but that's how I feel about it. Watching this Apple dip is just insane. It's really good fun to watch. What a crazy bounce it had though too, huh? So I'm keeping an eye on Apple. Anything closer to 100, I'd be probably jumping on it. GE, General Electrics. We actually had a little bit of a swing trade on this one. I think this is going to be a fairly interesting. Oh, this is actually a pretty big dip right here, 6%. We were just buying here in the 60s pre-market today with our, let's see, our 25K challenge account. So should be popping up here. GE, you can sell it. Let's go back to trade. Yeah, we're down $200 on our GE trade here. And let's go here to the daily chart. I don't know why my swing trades or the orders aren't popping up on this chart. It's really classic TD Ameritrade. Let's try to like refresh it. Maybe it'll go. Whatever. It is what it is. I like the big breakout here. I like the big buy volume. Right now it's selling off. It's selling off really strong on low volume. So that's making me actually kind of hopeful. I do have a bit more to accumulate down here. So I feel fairly comfortable in these zones. Right now we're actually in this thing at 450. So I don't know. I'd probably go another 50 shares right around $6. So I might actually end up buying a little bit more on GE on this setup here. ADT. I was looking to actually buy a little bit more ADT. was looking for that little sell-off. Right now, we're actually at the prices before the ADT news came out. If you guys remember, Google got 30% share, or actually 6.6 share. What was 30%? That was something else. So Google buying into ADT, investing into this company to kind of get into the smart home space a little bit more. Totally makes sense. So we're kind of back at these zones. So I would not mind accumulating ADT, anything under like kind of pretty much $9. So I'm trying to get a good buy right now. So if we see ADT fall, I'm going to keep on averaging lower until about $8. So that's the plan there. Sono, yeah, still kind of like an overall missed setup for me. I'm going to keep my limit orders here, waiting for this one to sell off just a little bit more. Let's go back to the unlimited account. Open gross swings and just actually let's open current account. I'll just go gross swings. Oh, look, it's Joe. Hey, Joe. Strong move, Winkler. Are you talking about GE? Nice, Satoshi. Look at that, constantly dipping it. Sono is Sonos. It's the speaker company, TA. Kind of like Bose, but I feel like Bose is a little bit more legacy. I think everyone knows Bose, but Sonos is a bit more kind of mid, small cap kind of play. They're actually in IKEA. If you guys go to IKEA, there's a whole Sonos section. So that was a really, really nice merger. That got me excited about Sonos. Oh, the RCL move, yeah, that was a bit beast mode, but we'll see. I'm not long RCL yet. We'll see what happens. Joe, I don't know if you were, if anyone doesn't know, just my good friend from New York, but if I don't know if you saw it, but we were doing some pretty ridiculous dip buying this morning. Everything was falling off a cliff, specifically NTN, and we were dip trading this all along the way down. Somehow ended in the green, but the selling pressure on this one was just absolutely wicked. But hey, these are the small caps that we love and we trade all the time, so nothing really too surprising. But at the same time, NTN kind of got me off guard a little bit. I was looking for a red to green move. It ended up pulling higher. I got flushed to the downside when I bought the pullback here. Took a small loss, missed the move to the upside. I was constantly like on the wrong side of NTN. So at least when we were dip trading this one, we were able to get some nice moves out of it. But what a little booger this thing was. All right, let's go back here to Sono and then just kind of go through the. So Jets is an airline ETF. If you guys don't know, if you should buy American Airlines or Delta or what have you, look into Jets. It's an ETF. Like as long as you believe that airlines are going to be there in 10, 20, 30, 50 years. I think Jets would be a really, really good ticker. I'm going to be looking to buy Jets a little bit closer to this $15 mark. We've talked about it several times. There could be a dip further under this area and into the 14s. So I don't know, anything below, I would probably argue 15.5 would be accumulation for me on JETS. Portugal is good. Had a little surf session this morning, but my fin cut my foot just a little bit, so I sent you the picture. It's I stuck the skin back on it, and I'm hoping it's gonna grow back together, but we'll see what happens. It's a little bit gnarly down there. I think I'm gonna buy some booties, so my feet don't get any worse. We'll see what happens. Well, my foot, just my left foot. All right, back to it. American Airlines selling off. Yeah, RCL, I really, really do like any sort of entry around 55 would get me pretty excited. Carnival Cruise Lines, I'm always a little bit more skeptical about. If you guys ever rode Carnival Cruise Lines, I feel like they're always like a tad bit shadier than Royal Caribbean, but it's also been a few years since I've been on a cruise, so maybe that's changed a bit, but according to their stock price and their overall performance, Carnival Cruise Lines keeps selling off a little bit more. That's a bit of an indicator for a weaker company, so it could be true. Get some butterfly strips. That's a good idea. DA space. Crazy glue. Oh, God. I don't want to think about it. Oh. I was already feeling nauseous enough this morning. She's good now. All right, Brent. I'll keep it. I'll keep it in mind. Butterfly strips. It is. What kind of work were you in before day trading? When I was a kid, I was at an auction. I used to hold up stuff at the auction. But other than that, it's pretty much been stocks and coding. I did a lot of coding projects. Liquid Band-Aid, Neosporin. I haven't used Neosporin in so long. I used to love that stuff. Back in Florida, I put it on everything. VXRT is the best hold as of now. Whew, for Mully. That's an ambitious statement. VXRT. Let's actually look at this one for just one quick doodle. Remember, VXRT had this huge, ridiculous climb, had a low of 25 cents, went to $18. We could be still on a backside of a move now, which would make me a little bit nervous with VXRT. This thing could easily come back to 18. But if I was swing trading this with, let's say 10, 20% of my capital, I'd be very nervous because, just as much as this thing could maybe hit $10 and maybe stall out a little bit, test these zones, maybe hit 12, I think it could just as easy go back to $6, and that'd be risking 30% of my capital on that position. It's like I have a really hard time swing trading these small caps because of that huge downside risk. All it takes is VXRT to come out with an offering or something like that, and boom, like you're in a tough little position. But I don't know. I've been I traded this once, got what I wanted, and I missed all of this over here. So that's me being too cautious. I don't know. Fred says dead cross on the simple moving averages. Are you looking on what, the SPY or what on what? Also, Bitcoin, guys, down almost 5% right now. If it breaks 10K, I'm going to add to my long-term position on Bitcoin as well. Gotcha, Brent. That's an interesting strategy. I like the covered calls because it's a little bit less risky. Nice. In the end of the day, once you're in a groove and you found something that works, you just got to keep milking it and trade what you know, and don't get too distracted on what everyone else is doing. Right? There's 1,001 ways to trade, and there's 1,001 different asset classes to trade. So focus on one thing at a time, get good at it, and then maybe add a second strategy. That's how I feel. Intel down 49. Did you guys see the chips that Intel came out with? What was that? It wasn't a chip. It was a what was that? Like a new processor, graphics card. Like new Intel. Nice, Brand. That's the way to go. There's a video on it. Check out Super Weapon. If you Google Intel Super Weapon and then you go to videos, I think there's this guy. What's his name? I really like his channel. Intel sent their secret weapon from Dave Lee. Do you guys know Dave Lee? It's a good video. I like it. I always watched it. I've been watching way too many computer videos, guys. It literally takes up a portion of my day, and it's super stresses me out. It's like the most unhealthy thing I do. But until I get a new laptop, I'm gonna freaking download every article and every video about laptops in my brain. So much more for me to learn on this topic. It was not really ever something that I dove too deep into, surprisingly. 10:53 here. Still got to get through a lot of tickers. Nvidia had a nice little, surprisingly green day today. Well, not like a nice one, but kind of holding this area. I've been waiting for AMD to come down to the 70s. Would also love to add this one to my long-term portfolio a little bit. Yeah, they're falling behind the curve with AMD for sure. But maybe they've just been, holding back stuff and waiting to release something. Who knows? But what I'm thinking, what I would be worried about as an Intel investor is once a lot of these companies, like everything from ASUS to Acer to HP, kind of like what Apple did where they moved away from Intel. If all these companies decide that their next year's models are all going to use AMD chips instead of Intel chips, that's going to start taking a massive hit. So in 2-3 years from now, it's going to be much, much harder for Intel to come back once people are going to be getting used to using AMD chips. I mean, these are things that you can't just constantly switch out, where you kind of stick to a chip. You kind of like have, okay, well, in this new line of Zen books for the next 2 years, we're going to be using Intel chips, or we're going to be using AMD chips. So once these companies make that switch, I think it's going to be, I don't know, I think it's going to be a little bit of a slippery slope for Intel. So would have liked to see a bit more action on them. But that's what happens when you stagnate too long. Once you're number one for too long, you kind of forget to be competitive. Yeah, sorry, I was actually just in the middle of giving you guys the link, and my second laptop would not load, and it's still loading. Hold on. Okay, it just finished loading. What are the chances? Nope, no, it hasn't. I still can't copy. Yes, my God, this is like pretty embarrassing. Literally, my main laptop is not fast enough, so I used my second Chromebook for the live stream chat. The problem is this Chromebook is also super, super old, and it's right now taking forever. If I'm not streaming, my laptops are totally fine, but it's the streaming that kills my laptop. All right, there's the video on the secret weapon from Intel. Kind of a fun little video. Yeah, Fred, it's an absolute it's freaking, I don't know, it's a bit overwhelming. I think I got like my beard in my mouth. It's pretty overwhelming because you look up one model and then you're like, you find out something new. You look up a different video, you look up a graphic chip, you compare it to a different graphic chip, and before you know it, it's like 3 hours went by and you're more confused than you ever were. And that's how I feel like after 2 months of looking at laptops. Every time I feel like I found the one, I'm like, but I actually have no idea about this XYZ thing here. So, ugh. The day always gets so chill once we finish the day trading. So I just looked it up, WM Waste Management Inc. It's a waste management company in USA. A pretty old company, incorporated in 1987. Again, this is a classic ticker I would have to do much more research into, but as a $48 billion company, I wouldn't be day trading it most likely, but I would be probably looking at swings or possible investments. And with a pretty solid 1.89% dividend, that's really, really not too shabby. I mean, it's not great, but on an average year, it might keep up with inflation, which is nice. So holding a company like this in a bear market, which I think we might be getting into pretty soon, but I've been saying that pretty much since day one, is you kind of have you can pretty much guarantee like you're not going to lose money overnight. I mean, this is something that's not really going to go away anytime soon. I would have to look into this company a little bit more. It's had a really strong run up. What I don't like is the fact that, you know, this big crack of momentum here, but we saw everything having cracks of momentum in March, so that's totally fine. I would feel a little bit less comfortable buying a ticker after a crack and a bounce. It's kind of like Tesla. You know, we had the big sell-off, we had the bounce, and right now we're selling off again, right? So I don't think I would buy Waste Management Group technicals, based on technicals. Technically, ooh, that was a weird one. That really just made my brain twitch. But I would probably consider buying this one, especially closer to the 180-day moving average. Probably any major red day, I'd probably consider buying it. If, let's say, fundamentally this company you know, is still growing and everything looks really good. I just have a hard time getting long on these kind of moves right here. But I'd probably, you know, make a focal point, you know, above and below 100, right? That's kind of a clear support and resistance area. Kind of looks like a little bit as well, kind of like 98 or something seems to be kind of a critical zone. So let's actually remove that, put it back up here, and then it looks like there's bigger resistance right around 101. So it kind of seems like there's a key support zone here between 98 and about 102 roughly. So what I would do, I would probably wait for some sort of pullback into this zone. And if, let's say, this zone did not hold and we actually ended up pulling lower, I would probably close my position on a retest of this zone, because then I would still pretty much walk away, break even, maybe a few percentages down. But that'd be the good way to kind of reduce my risk on this one. So best case scenario, I buy here and it continues going up. Worst case scenario, I buy here and it goes down, and then most likely it'll do some sort of retest where I can get out for basically where I got in. That's how I would treat WM, but yeah, I don't know. Again, it's I don't know much about this company. Ramoli says, I don't want to drive you crazy, but NTN is up. NTN already drove me crazy. And you know how I was saying, I always stop trading some of these tickers right before they actually do the bounce. So yeah, here's the dip. I don't know, maybe I would have got stuck on this one, or skunked. I don't know, and then, yeah. I mean, for the fact that this is like the biggest bounce and it's only up 5% is really not that exciting. Not to mention the volume here is really dead. So I don't know. I'm happy that I kind of stopped trading this one. I feel like I need to buy more stocks. I don't know about you guys, but so the fact that XPEV tried to sell off today and it just could not break that 1737 level, guys, I think we really should be watching XPEV a little bit closer. This one really might be a great accumulation somewhere below 1750. So pretty much where the price is now, or actually no, right now it's at 1775, but we're anything below 1750 I think would be a great accumulation for XPEV. I was originally thinking that this thing was going to crack this low and continue selling off. My ideal price would be around 1650. I'm not sure if we're going to get there anymore, but XPEV, the Chinese electric car company that recently IPO'd, yeah, we'll see. AMC, nice bounce off of 5. RXT, Rackspace Tech. I've been waiting for this one to crack 17 for so long. I've almost forgot how long I've been waiting for this one to crack. We had some really nice trades on this one. Unfortunately, no trades are popping up on my screen, so we can't see the trades. But I think it was right here when we had this quick pullback, and we sold, I think, right around here at 22. I don't entirely remember, but it was a quick little day trade right here in this space. Nothing too fancy. Actually, you know what? It might have been actually at 20.5. I think it was that one. A little bit of a trade. Anything to say about NKLA? Well, we know Tesla's selling off. Bigger support at 400. Could be a great buy, actually, around 400 Tesla. And every time Tesla seems to sell off like 7%, honestly, we just need to start buying it. Last time this happened, it was a phenomenal dip. Yeah, 6% move right here. Congrats to anyone that traded this sell-off on Tesla. Super, super wicked. Yeah, really nice. With NKLA, with that extremely bearish report on NKLA with the founder, and if you guys have not looked at it, we talked about it a few times already. Where is it hiding? If you go to Hindenburg Research, they came out with a pretty bearish article on NKLA, kind of really digging deeper into the company, and this ticker really took a toll. That was around this time. After a nice little bounce here, sold off. It was such a bearish article that I removed my order from 30, which, debatable, because, we had a 15% pop here. I would have took profits for sure, knowing me, and then, sells off 30%. We know we have big support around 20. I actually was thinking, and I kind of regret that I didn't do this, I was going to put a limit order here around 21. I don't know what I would have put it at. Most likely, I probably would have done like 21, 27, and I would have missed this bounce. But let's say I was a little bit more aggressive and did like 21.67 or something, which is an area I often put limit orders. We would have had a nice 40% bounce. Like, that could have been a nice, sweet trade. I don't mind buying a stock that has bad news or that's selling off or something really bad is happening, as long as it's overextended short term to the downside and it's near big support. I feel like I'm fairly comfortable trading those tickers. I don't like to do it on the second retest, right? That's not my favorite time to do it. So that would be pretty much buying the 21 zone the second time. Oftentimes the second time will crack, just like this. We had a big break to the upside, pulled back. This time we really sold off here. Or like here, this is probably more relevant. We had the nice bounce here, right? 30% bounce. The second one, we just totally cracked it. So I typically don't buy that second retest. But again, guys, I like buying stuff falling off a cliff. I don't mind it. We bought this at 55.75 and we sold it pre-market for like a 6-7% bounce to the upside. I knew the 9 EMA was going to be big resistance, and I knew NKLA, I think I had an offering this day or something. I don't know. I knew this thing was pretty much overextended. It was going to sell off and pretty much going to have a red open. But yeah, I should probably short a little bit more. I don't know why I'm not big into shorting, but I don't mind buying stuff selling off. Things typically bounce at one point. Yeah, I think this is probably the beginning of a red week. We were talking about the SPX. I know we were talking about the SPY, the futures on the SPX earlier pre-market, and we were thinking, the SPY is actually forming a really, really vicious ascending channel, which is a bearish channel. So you go into this channel, you bounce a few times, constantly sellers pulling in here, and eventually you go to the downside. You break to the downside, you have a retest like typical, and then you go here to I don't know, right now we're retesting the bigger support. Maybe we're going to consolidate here. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens around 320. I don't know how much we're going to keep selling off, but if we break 320 on like good volume and it's like a strong looking dip and the large caps are still selling off, I think a lot of stuff is overextended. I could easily see us back to 300. Or we're going to start seeing some support at 320. We're going to start fizzling out here, and then we're going to maybe continue way to the upside. I don't know. Yeah, TOS is a memory hog. That's so true. TOS does not mess around. It's pretty aggressive on my computer. I saw the question for RKT. We already reviewed RKT. I'm not sure if that's just an old question. Let's quickly finish up here on a few of these other tickers we haven't talked about. Obviously, DKNG. Let's go back here. We sold this one at 52, 57, a little bit too early, but I couldn't be more happy about this one. We started buying here in the 40s, and then I was looking for a move past 45. We flew past 45, flew past 50, and I got to get out at 52, 57. That was amazing. I left some money on the table. It went up another 5%, but to me, it was beyond a good trade, and I was just super happy to be part of it. So at the moment, DKNG is maybe not a buy for me, but I think anywhere into the 45 territories, I'd be picking up some DKNG for sure. Opinions on PENN. New sports book, Michael Long. Not off the back of my head, Jacob, but we could check it out. Was SPY dividend day on Friday? I'm not totally sure about that, actually. Bats as an ETF on kind of gaming and sports betting sites. KSAC. I'm not gonna lie, this is a really, really interesting zone for KCAC. Totally. I'm a little bit interested what's gonna happen with KCAC after the news. So I'm actually gonna move KCAC up here right by CLSK. Both of these are, I think they're working on batteries due to the Clean Commission. They're battery providers, if I don't forget. Mix that up. Anyway, for sure, KSAC is. They partnered with QuantumScape, which is a battery manufacturer, and they're actually providing, I think, batteries for Tesla. Yeah, I would have to look that up again. But check out these two companies. I think they're quite interesting. I can't believe I missed the entry on CLSK. I'm still kind of kicking myself on that one a little bit. KCAC, it looks like we're coming in here, big support zone. Honestly, if we crack $16, I feel like I have to go long KCAC on a swing account. So I'd be looking for that, and then to move back to the upside, obviously. Right now, I'm not even sure if we're going to break 1650 or so. So we got down to 1670 here. Interesting ticker. Does XPXD? Yeah, you get dividend payments. Basically, the cumulative of all the dividend payments. I'm not sure about QQQ. You would have to look that one up. But like the indexes that you do. Nice, Norman. Sweet. The first Green Day theory. Yeah, that's a good pattern. A lot of people are looking at that first Green Day too, and I think that's really the money behind it. All right, guys, I got to leave soon. Let's look at maybe one or two more tickers or just talk about them really, really quickly here. SMED, I don't know anything about this ticker. Sharps, really, really couldn't say. They had a high here. I don't know. Big support at 16. I don't know anything about this ticker, so I can't comment on it. But it's following a nice upwards trend here on the 180. So if this cracks 7, I'd probably think about picking some SMED up around 650 if I like the company. I don't know anything about the company. Really quickly here, I just want to wrap up some of these tickers that we were looking at. Obviously, DKNG, BETS, CVS. These two I would have liked to actually enter on a bigger pullback, but they didn't get to my entry points, both of them. They both literally had a beautiful bounce right after we looked at them, saying where we would have wanted to buy them. That was kind of ridiculous. It is what it is, but like we missed a really nice move on them. DPHC, no comment. SNOW, I want to see this one probably break below 200 before I go long on SNOW. It does kind of somehow hold the highs, which is always really impressing to me because I feel like this is totally overextended, but I don't know, maybe it's not. I mean, clearly there's people trying to buy it as it approaches 220. No comment. Yeah, sometimes you just, I don't know. It's too many tickers to keep in mind. Look at that, BTC 10,390, 10,390. What's a good way to say that without saying like 10,390? 10,390 maybe? I don't know. Wow, Dow Jones, guys, almost down 3% today. Absolutely wicked sell-offs we're seeing across the board. Oh yeah, tomorrow battery day, guys. That's gonna be the one to check out. It's gonna be mad fun. AEZS. Let's pull this up on the chart, and then we're gonna be wrapping up, guys. Before you guys all leave, don't forget to drop a like if you haven't done so already. I really, really do appreciate all the likes. It means a lot. The easiest way to support the channel. kind of a crazy day here. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just like been a little bit wild here with the overall market. Sometimes I'm getting a little overwhelmed on what we should all be looking at, but there's just been so many good plays everywhere. I really don't know this ticker. No volume here. I don't know if I would. I really don't like investing in company sub dollars. I don't know. This is one of those companies that come out with an alert and all of a sudden, you know, it's up 100%, or they keep selling off for the next year and they're down 100, like not 100, but like 90%. You know, it's just. I don't know anything about this company, so again, I can't really comment on it. I probably would not touch this one unless it was a day trader, so there was volume, opportunity, and then I would day trade it, but I probably would not swing trade it. Maybe I would hold it overnight depending on the opportunity. Oh yeah, actually, GME, really quickly here, GameStop. We were thinking about trading this one, and I still kind of am thinking about trading this one. Right now, having a healthy pullback here, a little bit kind of nervous on how it overall looks, but I do think we could see a quick pull on GME. So, oh, look at that. It already is pulling here. So keep an eye out for GameStop. I like what I'm seeing. On the 4-hour, also looks kind of tasty. Not sure if it's going to dip much lower than this, but I think somewhere in the $8, this could be a hot ticker pre-market. So GameStop, guys, I'm just going to put it on this list. Definitely check it out. I think it'd be worth maybe looking into for a swing trade somewhere in this $8 zone, and I think we're pretty much reaching that at the moment. Whew! Wow, I gotta take a breather. That was fun, Ramoli says NTN. That was freaking, I almost got high blood pressure from NTN. Yeah, DHAM, big share dilution coming, or at least the ability for share dilution to come. Yeah, so if I was going to trade Snow, I would not invest in it yet until probably next year. I would be looking for a swing trade, right? Fairly quick move. I'd be looking for, you know, big cracks, retests, bounces, very simple stuff. First time on the stream, Sebastian says, and he will be here tomorrow. Nice, that's what I like to hear. Ooh, CVAC, new lows. Oh my God, I got to get offline before I start buying stuff, which probably wouldn't even be a bad idea. Don't forget to drop a like, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Like Sebastian. Smart man. But no, welcome to the channel, man. We're happy to have you here. I got to go, guys. And I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Stay safe. Make some awesome trades. Don't overtrade. And stick to your gut. I got to ride. I'm already like 11, 16 minutes overextended. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Ciao, guys. Whoa.